Hello everyone, I hope your 2024 is going great. I thought today we would talk about some of my American Girl unpopular opinions because I have quite a few. Without further ado, let's get into it. First up, I like Courtney. I know a lot of doll collectors don't like her. They think she's too similar to all the other dolls, or maybe that her collection is too new, being only that it's the 80s and that's not that long ago, or that she just looks too much like Mary Ellen. But honestly, I love her. I have her as in person, and she is a beautiful doll. She has pretty hair and a beautiful face. I think she's a beautiful doll. And honestly, she appeals to kids, which is the main target demographic, so it makes sense that they keep her around, and I do think her collection is quite cute. Despite what others say, I do like it. I like that it's very garish and very over the top. Even if it isn't exactly what someone would wear in the 80s every day, it is still very cute. On a similar note, I don't think Courtney and Mary Ellen look the same. I own both of these dolls, and honestly, they look pretty different to me. Mary Ellen has more of a red copper colored hair and it is straight, and Courtney has more curly hair and it is much more blonde if you ask me. I think even down to the face, I don't know if it's just because my Mary Ellen is older, but her face seems smaller than Courtney's. That could just be my dolls, but I do think they look very different. This one's short. I don't really have any good reason for it, but Felicity is the best of the historical dolls. I just think her doll is the most unique looking and her stories are the most interesting. I know that almost no one agrees with that and it's probably not right, but I love everything about her and I do think she is the best historical doll. Rebecca's Me outfit for Be Forever is better than her original. Now, once again, I am not a lover of Be Forever. This is simply a one-off thing. I do think her outfit for Be Forever is better. It matches her personality better. If you read the books, she's kind of like a sassy, girly girl, and she very much gives off that purple personality everyone talks about. And so I do think this matches her better than the red, and although it is not as time period accurate, I mean, if you think about it, it's a doll. It's not going to be 100% accurate because the 20s were ugly. Face it, it was a terrible decade. At least this is cute. Moving away from the historical dolls, I think McKenna is the worst of the Girl of the Years. Now, I know this is unpopular, but she's following Kanani, which is one of their strongest dolls. Her collection as a whole is very boring. You could argue that it is because it is 2012 and it fits that sort of theme, but to me, some collections hold up better. If you take a look at Sage or Kanani once again, although their collections are almost or more than 10 years old, they do hold up better than McKenna, and I do think her theme of gymnastics is just overused and boring. Her doll herself is absolutely terrible if you ask me. Once again, this is just my opinion, but I do not like that her hair doesn't have a part, and I think that overall, the idea of a Josefina mold with that sandy brown blonde hair is just very, very basic. I don't like the Belle collector doll. Now, Belle is not my favorite Disney princess. I'm sure I've said it before, but I don't love her story. But out of the three of these collector dolls, I do think she is the weakest. Her dress just looks much cheaper than the others, and I do think that the doll itself doesn't really give Belle vibes. It just looks like a standard basic American Girl rather than a more over-the-top high-quality one that you get with, say, Rapunzel or Jasmine. With that said, I do still love this doll, and I do think she is worth at least $190, not the $350 to $400 that you pay for her now. I don't like the McKenna face mold. Now, I agree that we need more black facial features included in American Girl, but I don't know what they did with this. She just looks weird. Now, these prototype and photos from the website look especially bad, but even in person, I just think she looks a bit off-putting, not American Girl enough. She just looks like a My Life doll, and I don't like that. I don't know how to explain it unless you agree with me. You wouldn't really get it. I just don't like how she looks. Aside from that, I love the doll. I love her outfit. I love her hair. I love her beautiful skin tone. I just don't like the face mold. The girl of the yearbooks are all terrible. Now I know that's a bit of a generalization, but I've read all of them, I own all of them, and I've read them all, and I didn't like any of them. Even Leah, who is my favorite girl of the year and I am very connected to, I didn't like her book. It was hard to get through, and it's just a long, boring read. I prefer the newer books. I know a lot of people don't like them because they're shorter and there's more pictures, but I like them more. Starting with Joss, I think the stories are just better, more complex, and more interesting. Even though Covey doesn't really have a book, it's more of like a journal, I find it way more intriguing than the older books like Lainey or even Kanani. Staying on the theme of books, I think Josefina has the weakest book collection of the historical dolls. Now, I know that this is probably not everyone's opinion, but I just don't like them as much. I find even Samantha has more interesting books. I've only read one of Josefina's books. That's, of course, historical. I've read her Be Forever book as well, and they just are boring to me. Like, I get it, she's a village girl, blah, blah, blah. They're just boring. I don't really have any, backup or, real good reason why I don't like them. I just don't. And lastly, I don't like Claudia's collection. Now, don't get me wrong, I own Claudia and I think she is a beautiful doll and I love her story, but her collection is just bad. I think it's all of the bright kind of gaudy colors where they're trying to appeal to children. I feel like they did this better with Rebecca by making it bright colors but didn't seem cheap. I like some of her new outfits better because I feel like they just go back to that old American Girl feeling where yes, they are historical, but they are still cute and still appeal to a younger demographic. Her original outfits she was released with are a lot of satin and cheap looking material, along with just these ugly patterns. I'm not a fan of them, even though I do think Claudia is a beautiful doll. The only outfit of hers I really love and would buy is her beautiful golden outfit, and maybe the new white and blue polka dot dress, although I'm not sure if it's worth the $36. That is all of my unpopular opinions. I'd love to know your thoughts on them down below and your own unpopular opinions. I'm sure this is going to be a bit controversial, but I do love these kind of videos. It's very interesting to see people's different takes on the brand as a whole and what dolls they like and what they don't. But anyway, that is all I have for today. I hope you have a wonderful first week of 2024. Goodbye!